walking and talking installment in the Evolve Psyche series set for whatever. All right, so today I think it'll be a fast one on theology, theological thinking. This is the idea that there's a purpose, or more to the point, a goal, a telos, an endpoint towards which somehow evolution is moving. A lot of people seem to think this, attribute this kind of dynamic to natural selection, and funnily, often it can be the very same people who will dismiss right out of hand any claims of intelligent design, and sometimes even dismiss those claims rather smugly, and yet themselves can turn right around and engage in this kind of theological thinking, this kind of assumption that there's some kind of force or dynamic or logic leading to particular outcomes in evolution. And this is actually connects with my right now, as I've just started the Evolve Psyche, I have a header with a tagline that is getting better all the time, with a question mark at the end. And it's meant to be somewhat ironic, because one of the lessons of natural selection, of course, is that, it's exactly the opposite, that we can't assume that, things are getting better all the time. That's not the way it works. There's all kinds of dead ends and wrong turns in evolution. But that's a larger, slightly more complicated question than the one I'm dealing with today, which is this idea that there's a purpose or a goal in evolution, or that more to the point maybe is that evolution, even if it isn't conceived of as intelligent, has some kind of purpose or intent or end to which it's aiming. And this just, is fundamentally wrong, right? This is fundamentally not to understand the nature of what we're dealing with here. So I thought of this analogy. I don't know if it's great or not. I don't know if it will be helpful to people or not, but I thought I'd share it. So imagine you have a colander, right? One of these things that have, holes in it. I mean, you might use it for, if you wash your lettuce, right? Put it in so the water drips out, lettuce stays in, right? So you have this colander, and you've got these holes in it, and you pour a bunch of stones, pebbles, stones, into the colander. Oh, by the way, you've got the colander, and you're holding it over, a bucket of water. Right, so you pour this collection of diverse stones and pebbles into the colander. Now, some of the stones are small enough to fit through the holes in the colander, so they fall through into the bucket of water. But some of the stones are too big, and they don't fall through. So, in that situation, would we claim that the colander put the smaller stones into the bucket? Right? I mean, we wouldn't attribute intentionality or agency or desire to the colander in that case. It's just a fact of material circumstances. The holes are certain sizes, the stones are certain sizes, some fit through the holes and some don't. Right? There's no suggestion that the colander has a purpose. Well, that's what's going on in natural selection. Certain qualities have the objective effect of providing the individuals involved with an increased capacity for reproduction, and others do not. And it doesn't matter. There's no, the natural selection is like the colander. It doesn't set out to reward particular behaviors. It's just a material fact. Certain behaviors will increase the reproductive success of individuals who have them, and some will not. And that's all that's happening here. It's just a material fact of reality. There's no intention, there's no purpose, there's no end goal, There's no desire on the part of evolution. And as a side note, we can also mention that the old walking and talking, more trimming hedges there. Anyways, as a side note, we can add that not only does evolution not have an intention, but the individuals who have those traits that turn out to be successful in terms of the reproductive fitness that they provide, even those individuals don't have necessarily the goal of reproduction as being their desired end. And this point is frequently made in the literature, right? I mean, if that were not true, then there would be lineups around the corner of men wanting to deposit their sperm at sperm banks. Right? No one would ever use contraception. Right? So to attribute purpose or intention either to the individuals who are being selected, or the stones and pebbles in my analogy, or to forces of evolution, forces of natural selection, that is to say the colander in my analogy, is to completely misread, to misunderstand the process involved. It's an objective process of natural forces, certain kinds of regularities interacting with each other, and the consequences that result. That's all that's involved. So this is just a quickie, as I said. Or if there's anything I can add that will clarify, by all means let me know. Just, working out the nuts and bolts here as I go along. So again, if you like this, please give me some social media loving, like it on Facebook or whatever happens to be your social media medium of choice. And catch you at the next Evolve Psyche video. Over and out.